build a refinery and, in fact, go some Banshees. That might be a good call. It seems like KawaiiRice is going to try to destroy the rest of this base. TT1 is trying to salvage these gateways as much as he can. He does have warp gates still, so he is going to be able to still use these pretty well in warp units around the base. TT1 approaching on this position. KawaiiRice defending. These shields are going down. One stalker does go down. The Immortal is trying to lay as much fire as he can. I think TT1 is a little bit outmatched right now, even despite the sentry fields being able to support them a little bit. So TT1 backing off, even warping in a proxy pile, and so he feels like with these 3 gateways he is going to be able to support pretty well. He is making a cybernetics core here and only 1 pylon, but there are a handful of Terran units destroying that right now, so that might not pay off for him. Right now KawaiiRice's base is being attacked. There aren't that many units left for the Terran player, only a couple of Marines and Marauders. So TT1 is going to be able to do a lot of damage to these guys right now. This army is backed into a corner, not where they want to be. They want to have some protection from these buildings, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. TT1 is effectively attacking this base, and I think KawaiiRice is going to lose this base. He's going to lift off again and find a new place. He's like, see you guys, I don't like this area. I'm going somewhere else. KawaiiRice does have an expansion in this 1 o'clock position. Sorry, 12 o'clock position. So he actually is in pretty good shape. He still does have most of his base, but TT1 has a saturated base, and KawaiiRice really doesn't have much at all. It looks like TT1 is going to try to defend against this position, but he wasn't really able to because KawaiiRice's army was able to reinforce, and I think TT1's original base is finally going to be going down. Yeah, we see TT1 realizes that, and he's going to start building a gateway. I really can't believe what's happening right now. These guys have switched bases right now. KawaiiRice doesn't even have a base. He started to finally take over. He's going to be taking over TT1's old base with these buildings here, taking them down with whatever units he has. KawaiiRice kind of in an uncomfortable position right now because TT1 does have the larger force and the saturated base. So KawaiiRice is going to need to really concentrate a lot to work up on his macro, but he does have 2 bases, so he might be able to get back in this game soon enough. But is that going to be enough to equalize on TT1, who has had this base up and running for quite some time? He is a little bit behind though because he did lose all of his production, whereas KawaiiRice still has a pretty good amount of production. He has his starport and his barracks. He did lose his factory there, but I don't really think he needed it for anything else than just to build his starport, so he's still in pretty good shape. We do see a Viking being built for KawaiiRice. I'm not sure how I feel about that. He might use that to harass, so that might be good, but in terms of army support, that Viking really isn't going to be able to do too much. I feel like he should be pumping out Marines as much as he can, since he is really gas starved. Yeah, he has 15 gas. He should be pumping out units as much as he can, and SEVs alternatively. I don't think TT1 does see that expansion. No, all he sees is this base here, so I'm not sure why TT1 isn't deciding to just go in and kind of end the game right now. He definitely has the force advantage, and I think that is kind of obvious even from his perspective. All he sees is a command center and a barracks here, and he doesn't see that KawaiiRice has any more bases. So yeah, it looks like that is what he is doing. He was waiting for a couple more innings just to kind of seal the deal here. So TT1 encroaching on this base. KawaiiRice realizes he is a little bit outmatched, so he's waiting for a good position to try to engage on this force. TT1 putting a lot of fire on this base. I think this base might be going down as well. KawaiiRice isn't really defending against it because he realizes he really cannot. But this base is not being lifted off yet. It's still being attacked. TT1 backing off a little bit, not really sure why. I guess he saw those dropships moving in on the minimap, so KawaiiRice going in for another drop. Only a handful of zealots are going to be here to defend. This is going to be ridiculous. I think TT1 is going to lose his base again, as well as KawaiiRice. This is crazy. Probes going on this on these guys right now, but they're not really going to be able to do that much with them, and the couple of Zealots that are already dead. I think TT1 is in a lot of trouble. This base might be going down. This command center is going to be going down as well, but TT1's army is just so far away to defend against this position, so I think TT1 is going to lose his base. He's trying to kill those pylons and unpower those gateways, but TT1 did have pretty decent base buildup, and they are powered by at least 2 pylons. These 2 gateways now unpowered. This one is going to be unpowered as well, so whatever force TT1 has to deal with KawaiiRice is all he's going to have, and it is enough, but like I said, they are just so far away. I'm not sure why TT1 decided to go such a long roundabout way to his base. He could have taken that backdoor entrance that he already cleared. But TT1 now here to defend, so he is going to be able to save this base. Maybe even take down a medevac. If he does take that down, that is going to be huge. But no, he is not able to. These Zealots are charging on these SEVs. They are probably going to go down. KawaiiRice right now trying to find a place where he can still harass. TT1 does have this natural expansion, and I think KawaiiRice sees this. TT1 feels like this place is going to be in danger, so he is going to be able to defend against this spot pretty well. A couple of sentries going down, but with the Immortal and those other Stalkers, I think he's going to be able to be okay on this position, but he's a little choked. One medevac does go down with a lot of units, so TT1 has just done tons of damage to KawaiiRice's remaining army. He has almost no production right now. A barracks right out here in no man's land, and a couple of medevacs taking more fire by those Stalkers. The Observer on the medevac, so KawaiiRice really in an uncomfortable position right now. But he does have this mining base that TT1 really doesn't know about. I'm not sure why TT1 isn't scouting more. If KawaiiRice is deciding to stay in this game, then why isn't TT1 trying to find out why he is still deciding to stay in this game with only a barracks? That's really all he sees. He still doesn't see that base. So I'm not sure why. TT1 probably assumes he has a base somewhere, but he really should scout to find out where that is and see if he could just end the game right now. But fortunately for KawaiiRice, this might give him enough time to rebuild and recoup. Even looking at the income right now, TT1 is only a little bit ahead of KawaiiRice. With those mules, he is able to only be about 100 to 200 income rate behind. KawaiiRice, even with a tech lab, so he is starting to make Marauders and Marines again, so his production is up and running. TT1, however, still has 30 Harvesters against 17 Harvesters for KawaiiRice, so TT1 hugely up on the macro game and has his production up and ready. His base is already